This is a story called The Little Monsters at Christmas, chapter 131. The little kids are constantly naughty, so their parents tell them that they won't be getting any presents from Santa. The little kids are at school, but the big kids have an insect day, so they're not in school. However, during assembly, the little kids keep getting out of their seats and running around the assembly hall. Mrs. Applejack and a couple of other teachers managed to get them to sit down. However, when they went back to their classrooms, they kept constantly getting out of their seats and running around their classrooms. Their teachers told them to settle down, and because they were disrupting the other kids, they didn't care and they took no notice. They just carried on doing what they were doing. After lunch, their teachers thought that they would have calmed down, but they didn't. When Kicker and the gang come to pick them up at home time, the staff told them what they'd been up to, and of course they told their parents. Then Stumpy's mum said, "You lot better behave because Santa's little helpers are everywhere, even at school. They can see everything you do and hear everything and they tell Santa everything. If you don't behave, then Santa won't come and you won't have a single present this year." The kids pretended to take notice, but that night they sneaked out of their houses to go carol singing. However, Bumpy saw them and she said to the others, "Oh no, guys, the little kids are there. Quick, let's grab them before they see us and run off." They went up to the little kids and grabbed them, and then Stumpy said, "Just what do you lot think you're doing? Come on, home, now. Actually, let's get them back to my house because it's closer. You can call your parents from there," said Grumpy. They all went back to Grumpy's house, and when they got there, his mum Joanne said to Joanna, "Did you sneak out of this house without me knowing, young lady?" "So what if I did, Mum? I'm a big girl now, so I can do what I like," said Joanna. "Oh really? You're barely 8 years old, so what makes you think that you're old enough to do what you want?" asked Joanna's mum. "Yeah, Mum, I am, and you can't stop me. So don't even try," said Joanna. Joanna got up to leave, but unfortunately her mum grabbed her arm and said, "If you leave this house, young lady, you'll be in serious trouble." "Like I really care, Mum. Come on, guys, let's go back out," said Joanna. She managed to wriggle free, but just as they were about to leave, the rest of the parents arrived and stopped them. Joanna was smacked hard on her bum and sent to bed. When the rest of the kids got home, they too were smacked hard on their bums and sent to bed. However, the next day on their way to school, they wouldn't behave. They ran onto the park and refused to leave, so the gang phoned their parents. When their parents arrived, they grabbed them and took them over to the school. The big kids were about half an hour late, but they explained to Mrs. Scott what had gone on, and she said, "Guys, obviously you haven't looked at your timetable this morning because you have the morning off. If you want, you can go out and do some Christmas shopping, or you can help the new lady in the office do some jobs. The poor woman's on her own and she's feeling quite overwhelmed because she's only been here a few days. We'll help her, miss. We have plenty of time to go Christmas shopping," said Grumpy. "Are you sure you don't mind, guys?" asked Mrs. Scott. "Of course we don't mind, miss," answered Stumpy. They made their way to the office and found the new lady in tears because she'd got everything she'd photocopied muddled up. The kids told her to stop crying and then they helped her sort everything out. However, In the lower part of the school, the little kids were refusing to do their work and to do as they were told. They kept getting out of their seats and running around the classroom. After playtime, they still wouldn't settle down and do as they were told. This time they left their classrooms and kept running up and down the school corridors. In the end, one of the teachers decided that she'd had enough and went and got Mrs. Scott. She rang their parents and got them to come to the school. When they arrived, with the help of Kicker and the gang, they got the little kids in Mrs. Scott's office. When they got there, Mrs. Scott said to them, "I'm sick and tired of you kids being naughty. Do you remember last Christmas when you were naughty all the time and I rang Santa and he nearly didn't come to you lot? Well, I gave his number to your parents so they rang him. He said that if you don't behave and you keep being naughty, he's not going to come to you. He also said that if you don't behave when you write to him, telling him what you want for Christmas, he'll throw your letters in the bin." The kids immediately started crying and Bumpy's mum, Lisa, said, "It's no use crying, guys. You need to start behaving and doing as you're told. You never know, he might decide to come to you." After that, the kids were on their best behaviour. They knuckled down at school and did all the work they were given to do. At home, they did as they were told. They kept their rooms tidy and they did all the chores they were told to do. However, what their parents didn't realise is that nearly every night they'd been sneaking out to play on the park, the skate park and the swing. I guess that's what the kids thought. You see, their parents knew exactly what they were up to, and one night they went after them and dragged them back to Kicker's house. "Right, you lot, I can genuinely tell you that Santa won't be coming to any of you lot this year, so don't bother writing to him," said Ellie and the Quad's mummy. Then they were all smacked hard on their bums, and when they got home, they were all sent to bed crying. After that, they really were on their best behaviour. Although not all the time, because all kids are naughty sometimes. I mean, they wouldn't be normal kids if they weren't, right guys? End of chapter 131. Hope you like it, guys. Remember, if you're watching on Facebook, please feel free to like, share, comment and to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, please feel free to like, share, comment and subscribe. Merry early Christmas, guys. Take care of yourself.